everybody, Jay Super Awesome here. I would like to welcome you to episode number 8 of my horror movie spotlight. In this episode, we will be taking a look at 88 Films Slasher Classics Collection List number 2, releases number 11 through 20. This should be fun, so let's get started. Okay, up first is Bloodsucking Pharaohs in Pittsburgh. Proving that a mad woman can be far more threatening than a mad man, Bloodsucking Pharaohs in Pittsburgh introduces us to a weapon-wielding female fatale who is dedicated to lopping off limbs and chalking up a high body count in the name of an ancient religious cult. What results in a plethora of slice-and-dice silliness and one of the most deranged but darkly humored hack-em-ups ever unleashed. Okay, next up is Nightmares in a Damaged Brain. Nightmares in a Damaged Brain depicts the slow mental burn down of an escaped psychopath as he hacks his way through New York's 42nd Street, horny teenagers and random suburban housewives. But there is more to his rampage than meets the eye, as a shocking final twist reveals. Okay, next up is Children of the Corn. This hit horror sickie headlines Linda Hamilton and Peter Horton as a traveling couple who unwittingly become trapped in the fictional town of Gatlin, Nebraska, and find themselves stalked by a creepy clan of young cultists. No adult is allowed to survive in Gatlin, or else their prophecy predicts the harvest will collapse. Suffice to say, all hell soon breaks loose, literally, and demonic entities ensure that Hamilton and her husband are in for a long night. Okay, next up is Children of the Corn 2, The Final Sacrifice. A young couple uncover the horrors that lay hidden in the small community of Gatlin, Nebraska. 3 years earlier, all the adults suffered a horrible fate at the hands of their own sons and daughters, victims of a bloody cult of human sacrifice. Now the bodies have been discovered, and the neighboring townsfolk of Hemingford agree to shelter the traumatized children, unaware that they are opening their doors to an awesome force that will threaten their very existence. Okay, up next is Children of the Corn 3, Urban Harvest. With Nebraska cowering in fear at the thought of another child-led slice-and-dice revolution, 2 youngsters are adopted and taken to Chicago, where, it would seem, they are safe from any satanic influences. Alas, the opposite is true, and even big city life is revealed to be irrelevant to our clan of pint-sized psychopaths. Next up is Scarecrows, Trespass and Die. The plan was simple: boost a few million, head to Mexico, divide the loot, and live it up for the rest of their days. Unfortunately for this band of ex-military criminals, they're about to learn the hard way that best-laid plans often go wary. A double-cross ensues, and the group finds themselves in an eerie, abandoned farmhouse, one that holds a murderous secret in the surrounding cornfields. The malevolent scarecrows that inhabit the fields are alive and soon stalking and slashing their way through the would-be bank robbers. Okay, next up is Sleepaway Camp 2, Unhappy Campers. In this suitably satirical sequel to 1983's gender-bending original flick, the great Pamela Springsteen headlines as the puritanical Angela Johnson, returning to murderous form as a summer camp counselor who can't wait to drill down and destroy an entire backwoods full of frisky teenagers and stuffy colleagues. Next up is Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland. Once again returning as the riotous Angela Johnson, star Pamela Springsteen just cannot seem to keep away from summer camp carnage, this time going undercover as a teenage refugee seeking some solace and understanding from a pleasant old backwoods retreat. Alas, when she only finds sexed-up teens and party-happy adults, her sense of virginal duty is called into action, and she begins tidying up the trash, using everything from a lawnmower to a firecracker to a gun. Our wisecracking anti-heroine soon loses count of the corpses, although a final homage to the most dangerous game gives her last survivors a sporting shot at making it out of the woods alive. Next up is Scalps. They come out of the grave to get revenge. A cut above many 80s slasher classics, 1983's Scalps mixes splatter action with the supernatural when a group of college kids begin digging around an old Native American burial ground. Suffice to say, a spirit by the name of Black Claw was enjoying his sleep and does not react well to being disturbed. Okay, last up is Drive-In Massacre. Two police detectives try to catch a serial killer who is stalking a rural California drive-in theater, randomly killing people with a sword. Okay, so there you have it, a look at 88 Film Slasher Classics Collection, list number 2, releases 11 through 20. Please join me again next time as we will be taking a look at 10 horror films that feature clowns. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below, and I would like to thank you for watching.